WTIV Local 4 News Morning starts now.
It was supposed to be a day of excitement, achievement, Patriots Day in Boston, but it quickly turned into a nightmare. This morning, what we've learned overnight about the Boston explosion that killed 3, including a young boy.
And a mild start to this Tuesday with showers in the forecast again. Some could occur this morning. Your forecast is on the way.
Good morning. Welcome to Local 4 News Morning for this Tuesday, April 16th. It's good to have you with us. I'm Guy Gordon.
And good morning. I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey.
Certainly enjoyed the sunshine and the warmer temperatures yesterday, and the rain held off for most of the day.
That's right. We made it up to 70, just as we predicted, and we have cooler conditions today. Still mild, though, Guy, with a chance of rain once again.
All righty.
Out there right now, we're looking at a few scattered light showers across parts of southeast Michigan with a batch of heavier rain farther to our south and west. Let's focus on some of the rain that's occurring right now. You can see that here in Ann Arbor, stretching to Whitmore Lake, also in the Novi area. Later today, we got some more rain that moves in for this morning. Temperatures in the 50s right now. We'll see temperatures stay in the 50s to around 60 degrees later today. Showers especially for this morning. Sunrise at 6:52. Mostly cloudy skies during the day. We'll stay in the middle 50s at lunchtime as well. 60 for a high by 4 p.m. What about temps later this week? More on that in a few minutes.
It is still so hard to fathom. The Boston Marathon is supposed to be about everybody having fun, a family time, accomplishing big goals of finishing the race. But instead, it turned into 3 innocent people losing their lives and a nightmare. It injured more than 140, and it sounds like every local runner who participated from the Detroit area is okay. But among the 3 killed is an 8-year-old boy. Complete coverage this morning, beginning in Boston with Chris Pallone. Chris, what do we know?
This morning, several blocks around the Boston Marathon finish line remain closed, classified as a crime scene as investigators work through the night to try to figure out who's responsible for 2 deadly blasts. A little more than 4 hours into the 117th Boston Marathon, the race came to a chaotic and violent end. 2 explosions near the finish line, about 12 seconds and 100 yards apart, shattered windows and sent runners, spectators, and officials scrambling for safety.
People were running, sprinting back. The runners were going the other way. There were people running, crying.
Dozens of the wounded were rushed to several Boston hospitals. Among the dead, an 8-year-old boy. Doctors say they are treating wounds from the blast's impact and flying debris. In an instant, they went from treating dehydration and blisters to things you'd see on a battlefield.
There's a variety of injuries. Probably the most common serious injuries are combined lower extremity injuries. Combined meaning bone injuries, soft tissue injuries, and vascular injuries to the lower extremities.
The FBI is leading the investigation. Evidence collection teams have been brought in from New York. At the White House, President Obama vowed it will be a swift and thorough search for whomever planted the devices.
We will find out who did this. We'll find out why they did this. Any responsible individuals, any responsible groups will feel the full weight of justice.
Police questioned a man who was injured and being treated in a Boston hospital, but investigators say he is not considered a suspect nor a person of interest. Another aspect of this investigation that we've learned about, investigators have spent several hours overnight and into the early morning hours investigating an apartment complex not far from here in the city of Revere, Massachusetts, although it appeared that they did not make an arrest over at that apartment complex. That's a story live in Boston. Chris Pallone, now back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you. We had 560 runners from here in Michigan registered to participate in the Boston Marathon, and thankfully many of them have arrived safely back home. Those local runners returned to Metro Airport with heavy hearts instead of the joy from, well, the accomplishment of being in the big run. Some were miles away from the blast, others heard it, and they'll never forget it. One man says he's thankful that he's all right along with his family.
I finished 5 minutes ahead of it, and to think my family was waiting at the finish line and myself, and now that I've had a few hours to think about it, I'm just absolutely devastated.
Just how close they were. Now, some of the people arriving at Metro Airport had to come in just with the clothes on their backs. They couldn't take their luggage with them. In fact, many of them were denied access to the hotels they were staying in because the hotels went into lockdown. All bags had to be checked before police said they could leave the hotel. And again, many of them just had to leave them. wherever they had checked in. Now, the principal of Troy's Hamilton Elementary School was among the local runners in Boston. Dr. Pamela Mathers says that she was closing in on that finish line when the explosions occurred. She was about a half mile from completing the race, didn't know what was going on. She says she quickly realized just how big this tragedy was.
It's really hard to describe. 20 million emotions going on in my mind, you know. First thanking my lucky stars that my friends and I are okay, that kind of glad that the hills kind of slowed me down.
Now, since Dr. Mathers was not able to finish the race that she had worked so hard to prepare for, her children, they have set up a special finish line specifically for her that she can cross when she gets home, and yes, they will applaud and cheer. Family members of all the Michigan runners watched this frightening situation unfold live on TV. Before the news hit TV or internet, former Detroit Free Press Marathon director Doug Curtis knew that something was wrong. He says he had just called his brother, who was in Boston, while Curtis's wife ran in the marathon. His brother told him that the explosion had just happened. Just before the explosion hit, Curtis's wife crossed the finish line and managed to find her phone to call him.
She said that, you know, oh my God, this is awful. You know, I'm watching these people that got hurt, that were cheering for me just a minute ago. I mean, I just called her 10 minutes ago. She's still really shaken and nervous.
Can't imagine the shock that you would feel. His wife was just yards away from where that explosion happened. Meantime, in Lansing, this Sunday's marathon will have increased security. Extra patrols and bomb sweeps will protect the expected 2,000 runners who will compete there. Police are also asking everyone to report anything that they see that may be suspicious. Do stay with Local 4 News Morning. Security insiders are going to join us and show us what needs to happen to prevent this type of tragedy from happening again. Plus, a mental health expert will discuss coping and also ways to talk with this with your kids. That all starts at 5. And then coming up on Local 4 News Morning, we've also got other news this morning as well. Doctors said a girl suffering from cancer wouldn't live to see her teen years, but she is overcoming challenges, and her family is helping make some of her dreams come true. Plus, Mother Nature didn't get the memo. Something about spring, not so much. They're still dealing with winter in parts of our country. Andrew?
And Guy, we have some rain to deal with for this morning and mild conditions. We'll talk more about that and the rest of the week's forecast straight ahead.
Hi, this is Bernie Smolovitz. Pistons owner Tom Gore is shaking things up out at the Palace. You'll hear his comments coming up.
New on Inside Edition.
Can you believe these women shine shoes for a living?
Watch Inside Edition.
Following Local 4 News, first at 4.
Today.
April 20th, speak to representatives from local schools and the businesses that support them at the Michigan School Expo at Oakland Mall.
Come visit Oxford Community Schools and Oxford Virtual Academy at the Michigan School Expo on April 20th at Oakland Mall.
Hi, Regina here, the Queen of Car Loans. Do you need a car? Have you been everywhere just to be turned down? Then come see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and get guaranteed financing. Look here, at LaFontaine, we won't waste your time or hurt your credit score. What we'll do, get you into a nice car with a great deal. Give us a call today at 888-633-4714. Just ask for Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, or go online at queenofcarloans.com.
I'm the only me. No one else looks, plays, or learns exactly like I do. With the best education, I can do anything. An education built just for me, where lessons come to life. Guided by a great teacher who will help me reach for the stars, heal animals, or do anything I want. Discover tuition-free, individualized learning at an online public school near you.
Let the experts at Hagopian make your carpet, furniture, and tile look like new. Our famous purple trucks are in your neighborhood every day. So call us at 1-800-HAGOPIAN. That's 1-800-424-6742. Hagopian. Expect the best. Expect the purple truck.
The new Honda Civic, girl, that's bananas.
Just got it.
Shut your mouth.
Fabulous features.
I hate you.
Review camera, Pandora compatibility.
Get out.
Came standard.
No.
Yes.
Where?
Really big spring event, Honda.
You're lying.
Seriously, outstanding value.
Not possible.
Laying it on thick, don't you think?
You're the worst.
Ouch.
Hurry in to the really big spring event where you can get a great deal on a new Honda Civic. Hondas hold their value better than any other brand.
JustWeather.com, unmatched for severe weather coverage. From storm tracking maps to instant forecasts and more. JustWeather.com, brought to you by Wallside Windows.
April 20th, speak to representatives from local schools and the businesses that support them at the Michigan School Expo at Oakland Mall.
Come visit Madison District Public Schools and Concentra at the Michigan School Expo on April 20th at Oakland Mall.
Kids today, how many times do you find yourself saying that? It can feel like some kids just have no respect. Are you worried your kids won't either?
Absolutely. Respecting their elders, I don't think is something that's taught as much as it was.
This is not just about teaching good manners, but helping our children succeed in school and as an adult. Tonight at 11, the steps you can take now to teach your children respect. For some of us, it could mean a behavior change of our own is in order.
20 to 5 and about 59 degrees out there. The Pistons really put on quite a show last night for their last home game of the season. And the owner talks about moving that team forward. Bernie Smilovitz with your morning sports headline.
All right, thank you much. Good morning, everyone. Pistons stumbling their way to the finish line, but they're doing it in style. Last night, they made it 4 wins in a row. They beat the Sixers 109-101 in the final home game this season. We've got highlights first quarter. Pistons with the ball. Greg Monroe spins, slams at 27 points, 16 boards. Pistons led after one, 30-23. Second quarter, Sixers ball. Thaddeus Young for the slam. Pistons trailed at the half, 54-51. Young had 11. Third quarter, Pistons on the run. They get it to Kyle Singler for the slam at 16. Pistons beat the Sixers by 8. After the game, Lawrence Frank was asked about his future with Tom Gores and these Pistons.
I can't decide my fate other than doing my job every single day. You know, I came here knowing what the purpose and what the vision was and doing my best to execute on that. But at the end of the day, that's Tom's decision, and that's why he owns the team.
All right, there's Lawrence Frank. Well, Gores was in the building last night. He made it clear he's not happy with the way this season has gone. He was expecting the playoffs. Gores said the future is good. It's the present that has issues, and he made that clear to Frank and Joe Dumars.
You know, I met with Joe and Lawrence yesterday and let them know that, so that's very, very clear to me. And you know, they're great guys that know their business, but, you know, I'm here assessing everything. You know, my job is to move this franchise forward.
Are your jobs safe?
We're assessing that right now. We are prepared to spend, and we're prepared to do what we have to do to get this franchise forward, and make no doubt about it, we want to win. All right, and yes, you can tell the world we're ready to spend.
Gores also said he hopes to have a decision very quickly on Dumars and Lawrence Frank. I'm Bernie Smilovitz. We'll see you later today at 5, 6, and 11.
All right, thanks, Bernie. Let's turn now to some major stories making headlines on your Tuesday morning. As the nation mourns the victims in the horrible Boston Marathon tragedy, the flags were lowered to half-staff at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. House Speaker John Boehner ordered the flags lowered, also released a statement offering prayers for the victims and the city of Boston. President Obama has vowed to bring the full weight of justice down on those behind the attack. In other news, an 18-year-old accused in a shooting at a Virginia community college was in court to face charges. Neil McSinnis entered a courtroom in Montgomery County, Virginia. Police say he shot at a college student inside the New River Valley Mall Friday, injured 2 women. He did not enter a plea during this court appearance. McInnes was a student at New River Community College. Officials say he bought the shotgun legally 2 days before the shooting. Yesterday, we showed you North Dakota, and this morning a wintry storm is now blasting across northern Colorado. And you can see that snow is coming down hard. School districts dismissed classes early Monday because of the heavy snow. It's expected to continue at least through Wednesday. Fort Collins is expected to be covered in 6 to 10 inches of it before the storm finally moves on, and other areas may see up to a foot or more. Makes us feel a little bit better about the temps we have here. Rhonda Walker standing by in the newsroom with what we're working on for Local 4 News Morning, beginning at 5. Good morning, Rhonda.
Good morning to you, Guy. Good morning, everyone. Of course, the terrible attack in Boston will never be far from our minds throughout the morning. We'll continue to keep you updated on that, but we'll have the very, very latest details for you. But we are also going to take a break from the tragedy and talk about the battle rounds and The Voice last night. The auditions are over, and this competition is moving into the next phase, so we'll take a look at that. And another surprise announcement from Kid Rock on his summer concerts that are so affordable here in Detroit. We'll have details when I join you on the news desk, Guy, coming up in about 15 minutes.
I think you just ought to book the place for a month and have at it.
Yeah, why not?
You know,
it's
with all
cool he's doing that.
The demand out there at that price is great, and he's doing it the right way, too. Thanks so much, Rhonda. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, temperatures felt mighty good yesterday, and for once they didn't come automatically with showers. We actually had a chance to enjoy it.
That's right. And we had some showers that are occurring right now. Not too many out there, Guy, for now, but in the next couple of hours we could see some downpours overhead. That would make a mess of parts of the morning commute. For right now, we have scattered light rain across portions of Oakland County, stretching into southern Macomb County. You can see that here around the Sterling Heights area. This band here going across 75, just south of Rochester in the Troy, Birmingham area. Also in Farmington Hills, West Bloomfield, getting a light shower right now. Not too much in the way of lightning. All that is reserved for these areas right here in northern Indiana. You can see that traveling through portions of Fort Wayne, also around South Bend, but it is headed in our direction, along with a cold front that is moving through as well. That will keep our temperatures pretty much in the mild zone. Not as warm as yesterday, but still temperatures in the 50s much of the day, up to around 60 degrees or so. There's a look at that batch of lightning west of Fort Wayne, steadily moving to the north and east. We could see a rumble of thunder or hear a rumble of thunder before the morning is done. Chances are many folks will see some downpours move through. Some of them could be heavy at times. That's closer to the 7 or 8 o'clock hour, with temperatures in the 50s. 55 degrees at 8 a.m. On our way to 60 for a high by 4 p.m. and drier for this afternoon. 57 degrees by about 8 o'clock this evening. And temperatures later this week, it's going to be kind of spiky. First, we saw our first spike yesterday was 70 for a high. We could see 70s again before the week is out, but also some cooler 50s, even 40s as we go into the weekend. Right now we've got 59 degrees, overcast skies at the airport, temps in the 50s and 40s in places we look. Chillier conditions to our west, including 47 degrees over in Holly, while it's still near 60 over in Mount Clemens. And these temperatures 10 to 20 degrees higher than what they were at this time yesterday. But we're still looking at this line of showers that still has yet to move through. So rain is in the forecast mainly for this morning. The afternoon commute, I think it'll be a little bit drier. We'll see a high temperature around 60 or 61 after the cold front pushes through. Chilly tonight with temperatures down to 42. Only 53 tomorrow, so don't put those jackets away just yet. You'll need to use them again. Cooler conditions again for tomorrow. Warm again as we go into Thursday, Guy, with a chance of showers and thunderstorms coming back, and then chillier but sunnier this weekend. Back over to you.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Here's what folks will be buzzing about later today. Faith Hill, we've enjoyed her singing the opening theme song to Sunday Night Football, but after 6 seasons, the country star says she will no longer sing the opening number. She says it's time to let someone else rock the open. She says she'll still watch the next season of Sunday Night Football. A longtime Hollywood couple is calling it quits. Actress Jane Seymour and her husband James Keith have separated, and they're in the process of negotiating a divorce. They married way back in 1993 and have twin sons. A rep for Seymour says the pair hope to continue their relationship as parents and business partners. A Tennessee teen surprised her older sister, who's battling terminal cancer, by making one of her dreams come true. Nice story, and Evan Johnson has it for us.
Baguettes and croissants, Eiffel Towers, and a Paris-themed cake. All of this is for the young woman sitting in the passenger seats of this SUV, Claire Hayes.
She is perfect. She's my best friend. She's so funny, and she's nice, and she's so kind to everybody, and I just want to be like her.
Emma Hayes can't say enough nice things about her older sister, who's battling AML leukemia. Claire was diagnosed with the illness shortly after winning her battle with bone cancer when she was 15.
And she went through a year of treatment, chemo. She had to have her femur removed and replaced.
15 was also the age Claire had her heart set on going to Paris, but her medical condition wouldn't let her.
This summer, she and I were supposed to go to Paris together as sisters and for her senior trip. And it was the most exciting thing that we were looking forward to.
A couple days ago, she got real teared up and she said, "One thing I'm really disappointed about is that I'll never go to France, and I really wanted to go."
So Emma decided to surprise her sister by bringing Paris to Claire.
It's not the only thing she's brought to her sister. That many times when Claire's been in the hospital, Emma has brought things to her, like a dance, for example, music and decorations. And
Emma says she'll do anything to put a smile on her older sister's face.
I just love who she is, and so many other people love who she is, and I just want to be loved like she is.
That's a sweet story. Still to come on Local 4 News Morning on your Tuesday. April is Autism Awareness Month, and to raise awareness, people living with autism are showing off their moves here. Plus, the bird flu has been a scare in the past, and doctors are working to prevent the disease here in the U.S.
Download free at clickondetroit.com/connecttv.
Stop. Do not sell your gold, silver, or coins until you get an offer from Dillon's Jewelers. Dillon's will beat any price from anywhere. Get absolutely the most money for your gold, silver, and coins. Call today or go to dillonsjewelers.com.
Have you played Cash for Life yet?
If you win, well, you could write your own ticket. Hang gliding. You do know this is Cash for Life. Karate lessons. Combination black belt, money belt.
Grandkids.
Grandma!
With 4 different tickets and a chance to win up to $4,000 a week for life.
It's like filling in a blank check.
Michigan Lottery's Cash for Life.
Could you use a towel boy?
Turn an instant into a lifetime.
Comic books. You'll even have enough cash to move out of your mom's basement.
The ability to read is essential for everyone, but many people need help on the road to literacy. You can help by shopping Bookstock for thousands of gently used books, CDs, and DVDs. Books for $1 and new stock every day. All proceeds benefit literacy and education initiatives right here in our community. Come to Laurel Park Place in Livonia, Sunday, April 21st through the 28th. Visit bookstock.info for details.
Did you know that when it comes to your windshield, even the smallest crack puts you at risk? So get your windshield fixed today at Henderson Glass. Call us today, we'll schedule your service and even handle the insurance claim. Call 1-800-ASK-GLASS or click hendersonglass.com.
The Acura TL has more horsepower than the Lexus ES350, more standard features than the BMW 335i. And the TL is one of the first 2 cars to receive the highest possible rating in the new IIHS Small Overlap Frontal Crash Test. It's lonely at the top. The Acura TL. Luxury that performs.
Visit MichiganAcuraDealers.com. Luxury, intelligently priced. Cleaning hard water spots is hard. Make sure your water softener is working properly. No matter what brand you own, your Culligan Man will inspect and check your softener. For this special offer, call and say, "Hey, Culligan Man."
Get the absolute best price for your gold, silver, or coins at Dillon's Jewelers. Dillon's will offer you more money than anyone. Call Dillon's now, 734-722-3839, or go to dillonsjewelers.com.
Good morning, Michigan. Art Van Pure Sleep wants to know, how'd you sleep last night?
In good health this morning, U.S. health officials are on high alert because of a new strain of the bird flu. It's already killed several people in China. So far, no cases have been reported here in the U.S., but health departments across the country are getting ready to respond to this. Nasita Kwan has more.
Most remember the flu pandemic in 2009, but it probably isn't at the top of their list of worries on this April day.
This H7N9 virus is a new virus in humans. It hasn't been detected in humans previously. The key thing to remember to know about the situation in China is that the virus hasn't been transmitted from person to person at this point.
Those who've gotten sick in China have all gotten the virus from animals. Nevertheless, the CDC has raised its alert level because it's always possible for viruses to mutate. If it begins spreading easily between people, then there's a global pandemic.
It's hard to predict. We never really know when a virus will change and be able to be transmitted from person to person.
Dr. Morita says that's why healthcare providers are getting bulletins warning them of symptoms to watch for, especially in travelers. And she says the CDC is gearing up to create a vaccine if necessary. One piece of good news, after the 2009 pandemic, procedures to respond quickly were put in place. And Dr. Morita says those procedures would immediately be mobilized.
I think we learned a lot of good things about how to get vaccine out, how to get information out to the public.
Nasita Kwan reporting. New research reveals that short-term hearing loss after a loud concert does not indicate damage. Instead, it's just the body's way of coping with it. The study found when a person is exposed to high levels of noise, cells in the inner ear release a hormone, and that causes a temporary reduction in hearing sensitivity. Essentially, your body's turning the volume down to protect it from permanent damage. A sculpture exhibit is set to open today and is receiving a lot of attention in Paris. The sculptures are lifelike, but larger than life size. 9 pieces are shown on 2 floors. The larger-than-life couple under an umbrella shows an elderly couple relaxing. Each hair and vein of both people are shown. They're 12 feet tall. Other works include Woman with Shopping and Young Couple. Almost frightening how lifelike they are. 2 dogs in Bloomington, Minnesota are in need of a new home, but they really can't be separated. They serve as guide dogs for each other. Smokey lost his sight about 2 years ago. River lost his hearing about the same time. These 2 German Shepherds have been raised together since they were pups. The 2 need each other to navigate through the world. Their previous owner was forced to sell his house and forced to give up his dogs. Hundreds of people showed off their moves, taking part in a flash mob, all on behalf of people with autism. Adults, kids, young teens with autism participated in this flash mob Monday. This is Romania. Organizers say they wanted to defend the rights of people suffering with autism. Another woman says she works with people with autism and she just wants people to know about the condition and become more aware. And we are working on all new stories on what is shaping up to be a busy Tuesday here on Local 4 News Morning, including our continued coverage. We'll give you the latest, what we've learned overnight about the tragedy at the Boston Marathon. We'll have live reports from Boston and live interviews with those from Michigan who were there. Also, in a Defender's investigation, a scammer using Craigslist to lure buyers with big deals and then steal their identities. Plus, it's Free Slurpee Day, but you won't be able to go to just any location. We'll tell you where you can get in on that fun. Andrew?
Good morning, Guy, and good morning, Michigan. A few showers around now with more on the way for this morning and mild conditions out there. Any more changes in the forecast? We'll talk about that coming up at 5 o'clock.